who is able to sue for negligence? And are there different rules depending upon how you were injured or perhaps the severity of the injury?
Well, Neil, this again the answer begins with a classic law school answer is, it depends. So who can sue? All right. Well, it depends on who is actually injured and how badly they're injured. For instance, if you have a child that is injured in the state of Georgia, the parents can sue for not only for the medical bills associated with the treatment of the child, but they can actually sue on the child's behalf if the child is actually killed in the act, by the act of negligence. There are plenty of different rules about who can actually sue, especially if the person who was injured died. Typically, it's the spouse or the personal representative of the estate, surviving children, and if they're of the age of majority. And there are tons of different rules about that apply in different situations if you're injured in different situations. For instance, inherently dangerous conduct. Let's say, for instance, you're a mining company and you regularly use dynamite in order to mine coal. You're blowing up certain portions of a hillside to mine the coal. Well, that is inherently dangerous conduct. And if someone is injured as a result of that, it doesn't matter if you are as careful as you can possibly be in doing everything right. You are engaged in conduct that everybody recognizes as super dangerous, and you are assuming the risk that you might hurt somebody. And if you do hurt somebody, you're absolutely responsible. The same thing as owning a very dangerous dog in South Carolina. It doesn't matter if you know or don't know if the dog is dangerous. If your dog gets out of the house and it bites somebody, even for the first time, it's your responsibility to keep that dog under control. And in South Carolina, that rule applies to you. So if you don't take care of your dog, then and it hurts somebody, you're going to be held responsible. In the state of Georgia, though, it's a little bit different. If you have to have some sort of pre-knowledge that your dog has a tendency to bite. And so, yes, the rules do change very, very much based on how you're injured. And also who can sue changes based on the circumstances, the age of the person injured, whether the person lived or died. So there are a lot of different rules. And that's one of the ways lawyers can help is we know these rules and we know the proper way in which to deal with them. And so instead of you being frustrated about figuring out which rule to apply, who can sue, who can't sue, you can come to us for definitive answers. Because right now, internet's great, but it's almost like a giant library and you don't even know where to start and whether or not the information is good. So you need good people that have been doing this for a long time to look out for you and your family if you have a serious issue.
Okay. Add something here if I can. I'll be short about it. You have to understand that our civil society is designed in a way to make people safe. If everyone could just go about their business, breaking laws, breaking rules, failing to meet standards of care that are designed to protect others from being injured, then of course we'd have a pretty chaotic society. And then we develop this insurance method of covering for those losses caused by those individuals that broke the rules, that broke the statutes, that broke the standards of care, so that that individual and who paid for that insurance coverage makes the person that they injured whole again as best as we can possibly do. Now, if we didn't have those rules, nobody would have insurance, nobody would care about the rules, and the burden would be all placed on, number one, the injured party, and then number two, the public to pay for the medical care and the consequences of any disability that arose afterwards.